Hi, I'm Keith Aleo. I'm the Director of Education and Orchestral Activities, and I'm here with Matt Decker from Roosevelt University. Matt is the 2010 winner of the Kerope Zildjian Scholarship Competition, and I want to welcome Matt. And we've been having a good time listening to cymbals, and congratulations first off on winning the award. And who do you study with at Roosevelt?
I study with Vadim Karpinos of the Chicago Symphony.
Yeah, I know Vadim. Vadim's a Zildjian artist, and we were talking about the award last night, and he was telling me about making the tape. And I do get a lot of emails and phone calls from people asking about the tape. Tell me a little bit about the process of making the tape.
Well, I recorded it straight through. You know, I did every excerpt, every solo that I had, and then I took 2 weeks off from it, and I went back and listened to it, and it sounded awful. You know, I wasn't happy with it at all.
Yeah, you gained perspective. Yeah, it probably didn't sound awful, but it sounded worse than you thought.
It wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I went back and re-recorded it, and I made it, took the things in mind that didn't sound so hot on the first recording, and then I tried to improve those on the second one, and I think it turned out pretty well.
It obviously turned out well. You won the award. The first round was judged by Neil Grover and Rich Flanagan. Rich plays extra with the Boston Symphony, and obviously Neil does as well, plays with Boston Pops too. And the finals, we sent a total of 5 CDs to Mark Demalakis of the Cleveland Orchestra, and Mark picked Matt here. So it's a very exciting time. How have you enjoyed your time at Zildjian?
Yeah, it's been great playing cymbals all day. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. We've as part of the award, Matt receives free cymbals, and so he's going to pick out. Already, you've picked out a pair of 18s, K Symphonics, right?
Yeah.
Which were designed in conjunction with Mark Demalakis. And what else are we looking at?
16 medium lights.
Yeah.
Vintage orchestral.
Vintage orchestral,
and then some 20s.
Oh, that's right. We're looking at the K Constantinople special selections. So Matt, tell me a little bit about the tape and what you put on the tape. What did your audition consist of?
My marimba solo was Jacob Druckmann, Reflections on the Nature of Water, the 4th movement, Gently Swelling.
Yep, Gently Swelling, yep.
And I played from Joe Tompkins' French-American rudimental solos. I played solo number 4, and then I played the cymbal etude and the excerpts for timpani.
Yeah, the timpani excerpts. How is it recording timpani? It's kind of hard to get a good sound oftentimes.
Yeah, I ended up using light, small mallets, so it doesn't end up being boomy. And, different placement of the mic, closer and farther. I ended up being pretty close on top of the drums more.
Okay.
And I was in a pretty live setting, so it wasn't too confined and didn't end up boomy.
Okay. All right. So you used, and the small mallets gave you clarity, is that what
more articulation and less body.
Yeah.
So on the recording, it ends up coming out sounding like real drums.
Yeah. I should ask you also, what cymbals did you use for the cymbal etude?
I used a pair of my teacher's 16-inch, I think they're medium-heavy vintage orchestral.
Yep.
And I had tried other cymbals, and they ended up being too washy and not very articulate and crisp on the recording.
Yeah.
So I used these pretty articulate, pair of small cymbals, so I still had control on the loud stuff.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great. If you're not familiar with them, they're the medium-heavy vintage orchestral K Constantinoples, and they get so much articulation. Something like Night on Bald Mountain would be excellent for something like that, and obviously the etude that I wrote. And I know the Jacob Druckmann. That's a tough movement. I think that's probably the hardest movement of that suite. So
it's groovy though. So
it's groovy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Matt, it's wonderful that you made it here, and I congratulate you. It was pretty quick. I talked to him actually 2 days ago on the phone, and school's starting, and we brought him right out. So today's Friday, and you won the award on Wednesday. It's part of the award. In addition to the cymbals, he gets the trip out to Zildjian and $5,000 toward your tuition.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
That's great. It's a big help.
It's a big help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for being here, and we're gonna do a little more listening to cymbals. All
Sounds
right.
good.